Tyler Ridge.
And then we have 2 champions. We have an Indy winner and a soon-to-be Indy winner.
That's right.
We have Tony Kanaan, Josef Newgarden, both big machine drivers. Very proud to have them with us this morning. And fasten your seatbelts right now, everybody who's listening, because we're gonna cut up really deep right now. We're going to talk about Tony Kanaan and the way that he likes his steak.
Oh, it was a very deep conversation. It was a very deep.
The first cut is the deepest.
Yes, it is.
So here we go.
Nice play.
So Tony, tell us about how you like your steak.
Well, as a Brazilian, I don't think people know this, but a very, very well done. So everywhere I go here, they have to actually butterfly, and it's even hard to cut, but that's the way I like it.
Now, have you had a situation here in Indy where they wouldn't prepare it the way that you want?
It wasn't here, actually. It was in Miami.
Oh, okay.
Of all places, Miami.
I know. And the guy said, the waitress came and said, look, the chef does not recommend a well done on this fillet. I said, well, I did not ask the chef for his recommendation unless he's buying me dinner. So I wanted it well done. And I got it.
It's like, I want it to look like a black lung. Bring it out.
Exactly.
Okay? By all means. So, actually, Joseph, I'm going to be hanging out with later on tonight. We're going to be out in Plainfield at the Verizon store. We're going to have your chance to win some Legends Day tickets and all kinds of fun stuff, and we are also going to try to avoid jail time tonight. We talked about that prior to as well. But hanging out with me,
keep my boy out of jail.
Hanging out with me, anything goes.
No, actually, it doesn't.
I'm sorry.
So. It's. I was telling you, it's harder to stay out of jail than people realize.
It is
it's
tough.
a very easy line to cross.
Tough.
I get it.
I didn't choose the thug life. The thug life chose me. Okay. Right. I mean, come on.
I mean, it's one step over the line to disaster. People don't realize how
this one
it
gets
is.
it. The force is strong in this one. He's going to go places right here.
No, we're going to be angels tonight at our store appearance.
Yes,
it'll be fine.
We'll be angels, and we'll be enjoying the 5G that Verizon is providing to Indy. So that's very nice.
Nice.
So now, Tony, you are now an Indianapolis citizen. You've been here for, a year now?
A year. I moved May last year.
And the winter, you're loving it, right, as a Brazilian?
Oh, I've enjoyed it so much. Like, you never leave the house. You have to shovel snow. It's like dark and gray all day. Yeah, I love it. That's where I came from, In Brazil, it snows a lot.
I love the lady shaking her head in agreement behind Tony. People can't see this, but...
Well, they can't see the look on Tony's face, the look of sarcasm.
Yeah. I have to say, there was not a single day over the winter that I did not regret to be in Indy, for that matter. But, for the kids and for me also, I moved here to be close to the race shop.
Yeah.
I actually go to the shop. Part of my job with AJ was to be more present and actually participate in a lot more of the logistics also, not just driving the car. So, to be honest, I haven't met anybody here in Indy that said that they enjoy the winter either. So, but the city itself, from now until October, it's actually an awesome place.
So, because I've heard Brazil's like the Seattle of the South. So I thought that maybe it would be like an easy situation transitionally for you.
Yeah, right. Correct.
It is not.
But it was, living in Miami for 22 years, I'm an outdoor. I like to play, do sports outside, and then I had to get used to.
Triathlete here.
Yeah,
yes.
For 3 months to do stuff inside. It was. And then I had no clue how to shovel snow. So the first snowstorm we got, it was a problem.
So they actually hand out T-shirts for that. The first time that you shovel snow, you get like a free T-shirt.
Yeah, but you know what happened? I started to shovel, and I was so bad at it that my wife actually hired somebody to do it. So I'm fine now.
That's a strategy, though.
I like
the strategy.
I like how humble you are about your shoveling skills.
I was shoveling with this big shovel I thought, Ironman, I've done the Ironman 12 and a half hours. This is going to be easy. After the third one, I was dead tired. Then I look to my neighbor, and he has this machine like blowing snow. I'm like, what is that? So I bought the best one, you can control from your cell phone, like
Bluetooth
turbo.
It's like a Ramba for snow.
Bought it, got all pumped up, did it one day, and then I didn't realize, nobody told me that, but I started it from the left corner, and I was blowing snow to the right, and then you had to start in the middle apparently because I was just adding snow to the other.
Can you imagine? Like you're probably on a website somewhere. Like a neighbor was taping this. Like, you know,
It was
to Indy. Look at this guy.
I mean, apart from, like not knowing how to shovel, I'm stupid as well. Like, it's just like once I finished it, the driveway is clear. Wow, now I shoveled everything towards the garage door. Then I had to do it, and then I brought it back to the place that I actually just had cleaned. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
we
go
can
to
help
the shop,
you.
Tony.
No, we're done. We're sorted. I called the guy, who's my buddy. I gave him a hat and a T-shirt. I pay him every time he comes and does it. That's it.
He's
And
like,
I actually gave him my my machine, my Bluetooth.
Oh, yeah.
Here's my snow Roomba. You can have it. So Joseph, look,
We don't have that problem in Nashville. Joseph.
Joseph
Not really.
does not. Yeah.
Nashville, it's seldomly snows.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen that often, which is nice. It's actually like 10 degrees warmer in Nashville on average than Indy, which is about perfect.
So the only shoveling you're doing there basically is like dirt in your backyard.
Yeah,
So,
be
okay.
careful there with that one. The only
Okay.
thing that we're shoveling is
You know.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
where that was
that's
going
right.
either.
Yes, there's that too. There's a lot of that too. So what's been going on with you lately, Joseph?
Well, I'm here. I like Scott's motivation. You know, he's feeling good. He says soon to be Indy 500 winner. That makes me feel good next to Tony.
Yeah, just because I rubbed yesterday at dinner.
He likes to clink his
we
ring
just-
by me every time. Look, Scott too. You know,
I
everyone's
rub
just
his-
got the rings except me. And they, every time I hear them coming, just clinking their Indy 500 rings clinking down the road.
There it is.
You hear that?
Yeah.
That's the sound of success. And I don't have that yet. So no, we've been doing good. We're excited for this month. It's a grind. You know, it's a lot that goes into it, as we all know. But it's all hopefully for the glory of winning the race. So that's what we're focused on. You got to pace yourself. I tell you, you learn to pace yourself every year a little bit better during this month because there's one day that really counts. And if you get any other days right,
Yeah,
it doesn't
you want
really
to peak
matter.
at the right time.
You got to peak at the right time, and it's race day.
What does go in like to the preparation going into into a 500 race? Like what is that month like leading up to the race for you as you're trying to get ready for it?
I think it's time management, and it's about getting your car in the right window every day and not forcing it. I mean, Tony can speak to this, but you don't want to. You have 6-7 practice days. You don't have to be the best on practice. If the car is not there, then you slowly build up to it, and you just inch up to it all the way. You first got to make the race. There's 3 teams that went home last weekend.
Yeah,
It was
big teams.
McLaren went home.
Yeah.
Which is a huge international racing team. I couldn't believe it. It was so much drama. So first, once you get into the show, that's kind of goal number 1. Then you keep working on your race car slowly, and by the time you get to Sunday, it's about what Scott said. You have to peak on Sunday. So don't peak on all these practice days. Peak on Sunday, and then if you can put it together in the race, then it's
So Joseph, it might rain Sunday. So how do both of you figure? It's like, okay, we've got to add the most stressful month of our year, and we might have to add a day. So mentally, can you start preparing now? It's like, okay, man, I was set to do everything on Sunday, and man, now I don't know.
I hate it for the fans, to be honest. It's not so bad for us. It's just a delay.
Right.
We're sitting there. We want to go. Temperature can play into that. If you want a hot day and say it's going to be cold on Sunday, and then we're going to race on Monday and it's hot, I want a hot day kind of. I don't know about you, Tony.
I know.
I want a hot day. I think
He
it's
just wants a really hot
Now
steak.
let's talk about that, though. As far, from a racer perspective, do you like a hot track that's a little slick so it can slide around a little bit, or
It depends. So we work with different manufacturers. Some hot days can favor one over the other. Depends on your setup. Your setup could favor a hot day versus a cold day. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
It really just depends on what window your car works the best in.
Yeah, but a cold day helps everybody. That's why I think I don't disagree with Joseph on that. On a hot day, you can expose your car quite a bit more.
Right.
For people that don't understand, we rely on wings, and the hotter it is, the thinner the air is, the less downforce you have. So I don't disagree with him. Yeah, if it's cold, then everybody has a shot.
because a little bit cooler day, the motors love that.
The
right?
motors
Yeah.
too, but then
But they
if
like
it's
it
more
for
drag.
everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody's
it's-
motors
yeah,
like
all
it.
the engines like that, so it doesn't matter. So I wish just the Chevy liked the cold, but it's not. It's not the case.
It hasn't been so far. That's what I noticed. But yeah, like on Monday we were practicing and it was 60 degrees.
Yeah.
I thought everyone looked good. I was
Right.
like, wow, no one's struggling today.
And see, and that's something that if you don't have enough experience around this place, you just think, on Monday, I can assure you, all the 33 guys thought, I'm going to win this race.
100%.
100%. I passed Newgarden. I passed this guy. I'm like, guys, doesn't work like that. You know? Then you get race day like we did last year. It was 90-some degrees.
And who was fast?
Exactly.
You were fast.
I was fast.
Tony doesn't say he wants a hot day.
the first half of that race last year. I mean,
I
it was
fast.
Tony doesn't say he wants a hot day. He wants a hot day. I know him. He's so sly.
I agree.
He knows.
I agree.
It's like he likes his steak.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Well
done.
cooked.
Yes. well.
How do you want the weather? Well done.
Then, of course, I did not ask you for cool. I asked you for super, super warm.
Exactly.
That's right. So, I mean, obviously coming into this weekend, you guys, you do the 500. Then what's next after this for you guys? I mean, like you're turning around like literally 500. Then what do you got to do next?
Dude, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
I mean,
your schedules are crazy.
Right before May hits, people ask, hey, when can we hang out? And I go, end of June. End of June is when it kind of lets up.
Oh, I thought you were going to say October. So
that's even better. That's the end of season yet. No, end of June, it kind of breaks a little bit.
We have a couple weeks in June, but I mean, this is the toughest one for sure. We head to Detroit right after this, and we have a double header, so we have 2 races in one weekend.
Man.
One Saturday, one Sunday. And I have to say, Joseph, just a heads up, if you win, you're going to get there trashed because you got to do media day and all this stuff. I remember
that's the most trashed you want to be, right?
I guess,
It's a good trash.
You won't mind. I won the race in 13, did all my media stuff during the week, got in Detroit on Thursday. First qualifying, I was dead last because I was so tired. But nobody cared.
Now, just to clarify, when you say trash, do you mean like trashed on Big Machine
No,
vodka? Or
of
like
course. No, well,
first of
all, we got trashed. The vodka didn't even exist, so we had to drink bad stuff. Now they made something
mixed
good,
with
so
milk.
Finally,
that's why you got to win it again. Yeah.
Finally, but then all the travel and the stuff that you go to New York, you go to Texas, you do 5 cities in 3 days.
Yeah,
it's a good problem to have.
You know what? That's how it is when you win the other races too. It's like you're so happy to win a race, but then comes all the obligations with it. And after a while, you go, "This is kind of punishment. This is punishment for winning." So I can only imagine it's on steroids.
I don't see either one of you slowing down, going, "Yeah, you know what? I don't want to do all the media. I'm going to finish second today." Tony, go ahead and go.
No,
we'll
complain afterwards.
Just pulls off the gas at the last second, like, oh, hey.
I mean, it will start. Your Monday will start at 6 a.m. with the winner's picture. So
So this track experience is so important. And Tony, you're known for some of the most incredible starts and restarts, passing on the outside where few dare to go. And so, when I've always wanted to ask you this question, when you're coming down the backstretch, where do you start to visualize what you want to do on that start or restart?
I don't know if I want to tell.
Okay.
Joseph, it's here,
Joseph, plug your.
No,
I'll get a. Hey, if I leave, I'll get a
You
tape.
just basically asked him.
Exactly.
You basically asked him for the secret sauce.
No,
but
you
still have to have this. You
it's
still have to have the kahunas to do it.
It's not that complicated. It's you got to think, what's happening 200 feet ahead of you, and to pull that stuff off, you can't be really nose to tail to the guy in front of you. You have to be 3 cars behind, and you just plan. That's where I'm going to go. And sometimes people take that real estate with you, and then you can't do anything. But then once you commit, and then you go. And usually, the way I pulled it off was I go where everybody don't. And up there, it's slick, but that is clean air. And our cars, they like clean air. And sometimes what people don't realize on the start or the restart, you're not reaching turn 1 at 239 miles an hour because you're accelerating here. You get there probably at 180. So you're talking about 60 miles an hour slower. You can actually go up there. It will stick. So that's the way I planned. I mean, lately a lot of the guys figured that out. So it's been harder and harder for me to do it. But I had some good ones.
Indeed.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's about calculated risk almost,
Yeah.
You're constantly, because you have to a bit in the race, especially if you start, 20th, 25th, you have to move forward.
You have to move forward, yeah.
So you go, okay, I got to get going. So there's some risk involved there.
And the top 8 guys, you're not going to see them doing that. Why you want to take the lead on lap 1 and have the risk to crash, But like when I started that last year, 33rd, I barely qualified, and I passed 10 cars on the first lap. I was just wanted to get out of that mass, you know. So, yeah, then people are like, well, it looks spectacular. But, you know, I was taking a lot of risks. But I had to because I didn't want to be back there. Once we settled, it's not good to be back there.
And what people don't realize from what Tony's saying is, like, when you're stuck there and you're at the end of the train, you're at the mercy of what could happen in front of you. You know, you're with sometimes a group that may get involved in wrecks, and you can't avoid all of them. You know, he can't be
no
Superman.
offense, we have a lot of, you know, this is the most prestigious race, and you have some one-time drivers that are not, yes, they're good drivers. Obviously, they're in the field, but they're not used to be doing this for the whole year. They probably can make a little bit more.
If your chops aren't up racing every week or two, and you come here for one race, I don't care who you are. You know,
it still
we've
takes
seen a
little
couple
bit
things
till
like
you get
when
used
Dan won, and
correct.
But that is completely the outlier. I mean, for you guys who are in the car and in the sim every day, you know,
it's different. So you don't want to be. There are some guys you don't want to be around.
Well, you see some desperation too. From guys that, you know, this is their only race. They put it all on the line, and we all put it on the line for the 500. But the way they put it on the line is a little different.
It's different, and actually, it's kind of weird because the way that they put it on the line, it will be lap 15 or lap 20, and they have a chance to pass Joseph, to pass Tony Kanaan, and that's what they know. They're probably not even going to win the race, but they're going to try, and that's what they're going to say. Well, but see, at least I was ahead of Tony, I was ahead of Joseph, and then they will take a risk, and then they miscalculated, and they ended up your day as well. You know, so sometimes, you know, it's not just having the best car here. You got to judge who you're racing. I mean, plenty of times in the middle of the race, I was like, just go, man.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Have at it.
Go. And sure enough, 15, 20 laps later, boom. And you go, all right, well.
I tried to tell you.
You didn't listen. And look what happened. Well, Tony Kanaan, Josef Newgarden, and look, I appreciate you guys swinging by.
Well, why are you guys hanging out tonight and we're not? Actually, we're hanging out tonight.
Yeah, we're hanging out tonight. Those two.
Yeah. We're divided down the center.
We're hanging out. We have Team Penske. We're going to be out at the Verizon store in Plainfield giving away some
We'll be having
tickets.
a nice dinner and inducting Dan Weldon to the Hall of Fame.
And you'll be eating a well done.
Well, I don't think they're going to ask me for that, so I'll just get a chicken. I'll get a chicken tonight.
I'm going to order in advance for you.
Okay, thank you.
I said I need a happy driver. Okay, I got you. You're
going to be one of those guys like, you know what? I'll just have this glass of water, take a sip, and be like, I'm stuffed. Thank you.
Or you do like I do, and sometimes when you don't know where you're going, you just have dinner prior to the dinner. You just have a salad when you get there.
That is
Words
the driver's
to live
secret
by
right there.
from Tony Kanaan right there.
Well,
can't
guys,
shovel it all, but
you can't. Yeah, we're shoveling.
Nope.
But so proud, Josef Newgarden, Tony Kanaan, big machine drivers, and I hope that we have one of you in victory lane on Sunday. But just know how proud I am to be represented by both of you, and you're both great champions. So thank you for hanging out with
we're
us.
Proud to be your friend.
Thank you so much, Scott.
Friend.
awesome.
All right.
Awesome. 97.1 HANK FM live at the IMS.